one is basically using Florist wire. And for my dog, I'm gonna obviously, I've had to, using Florist wire and Florist tape. This is floral tape here. I have bound it together quite tightly. We take the two ends and make a little loop. I don't know if you can see that. You would bind those two hoops so that they don't move. And these two hoops are going to be used to thread some ribbon through. There you go. Okay, and then what you're going to do with this is you're going to make a twist. So in the middle, so you're just going to do a little twist like that. So what you'll end up with is something along those lines. Using some ribbon, so you're just going to fix the ribbon through. You're going to pull it through. There you go. And you're just going to tie it to one side, making sure that that's not going anywhere, to one side. And then you're going to do exactly the same the other side. So there we go. So both sides have now got a bit of ribbon hanging off. Thank you, Buzz, for knocking my flowers over and soaking my bottom with water. So I know this is going to fit nicely. I've got plenty of ribbon here and this isn't going to choke in. So that's fantastic and I can crack on. Okay, so the second one is pretty simple. So you take your dog's collar, take it off of your dog, obviously. And what I'm going to use is hook and loop. So it's simply the sticky thing. So the sticky sort of Velcro. So all you're going to do is you're going to stick these two pieces together and fit them so that they lock together. And however large you want to make it, I'm going to make mine about 3 inches. You just stick those together and cut that down. So that's the piece I'm going to use. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the back off of one of the sides and you're just going to peel it off and you're going to stick it. I'm going to stick it between the buckle and his clip part that we clip his sleeve to. So I'm going to stick it just in there. So I'm going to peel this off and then I'm going to fix the ribbon to it, winding it round so that I know that none of these edges are going to irritate my dog, and just start binding. So that's done. And then I'm just going to cut that off. So that's what I've done. Just wrapped the ribbon round. It's quite secure there, and it certainly will be more secure once I've started adding the flowers. And you're going to just trim down your flowers. Okay, so I have my bowl here of all of the different clippings that I've got. There's some stock in here, there's some eucalyptus, some wax flowers, some rose, and some other little bits and bobs. But please be careful, please look up if you're worried about anything. Look it up, just double check that it's safe for a dog, because if it ends up falling off and the dog starts chewing it, you don't want to poison your dog. I'm going to do this one first. So to attach them, I'm using floral adhesive. Floral adhesive is safe for flowers. But what I will say before we start, if you make sure that you cover the tip of where you're actually going to be gluing, it holds in the moisture. Using your floral adhesive, which does, when it first opens, you don't need to squeeze it, it literally just explodes out. So we have to be very, very careful. Do not squeeze. Just going to put a blob around the stem. And we're going to fix. This is going to be fun, isn't it? Just hold it there for a second. Then I guess you just get creative. So I'm going to chop this, now that this has had a good hydration, I'm going to chop this right down to its base, my rose. I'm going to seal that right down. Right in there. that, I think, is pretty. It's a very delicate little thing. The glue works, just have to wait for it to harden a little bit more. I would suggest if you wanted to make it quickly, then I would use a glue gun. But that, I think, is beautiful. I'm going to set this one aside and we'll go for the other one. What we want to do is we want to cover, you're in there, cover the base so that we've got a nice solid base. So we're going to use some leaves to do that. Okay, so what I did was I did the underneath side first with the leaves facing out, so that part's against the body, if you like, against your dog. And then I flipped it over and I've done the outside, the floral side, if you like, so that that's got your base and you're ready to crack on with the rest of your flowers. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to start with my roses. We're going to set my 3 roses first, I think, this time. Okay, so I'm not going to do any more. This was simply just to show you how easy it was, and you really can just chop and glue, and chances are it's going to look fine. So this is the dog collar that I have just created using the Florist wire. That is the back, so it's all nice and safe for your doggy or your cat. You can obviously measure this if you wanted, but I'm going to go and see what this looks like on my doggy.